So Dokkan right now is pretty dry. We are waiting for the next Dokkan Fest to be announced or maybe even revealed in a data download today. We don't know. In terms of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, I'm actually formulating some new content. Hopefully we'll be excited for you guys to watch. Stay tuned, of course. But in the meantime, I guess today we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Heroes. I've seen a lot of people bring up the idea of where's Heroes? What's going on? Dragon Ball Heroes was announced, and that is true, right? If you take a look here, Dragon Ball Heroes was announced to be happening this year, which is very exciting. I think for a lot of people, I think Dragon Ball Heroes is really cool. We're able to get a lot of unique named characters, could help out a lot of different teams. The only issue with the Heroes celebration is that usually by the anniversary, the team ends up becoming somewhat obsolete, if not completely obsolete. Happens pretty much every year at this point. But, there is guaranteed featured SSRs and stuff like that, right? And we'll see what they do with the Hero Celebration this year, which is, of course, always in November, confirmed for November, like the previous years happened. Now, the reason why people are confused is because the Heroes units are usually announced at the end of October. So, with that in mind, people are like, well, the Heroes character should have already been announced. What's taking them so long? Why are they, doing all this? And I bet you when the Dokkan Fest is revealed on Twitter, people are going to be like, okay, where's Heroes, But the thing about that is, the reason why this is revealed so early is because the Heroes live stream happens every year, and that is their anniversary live stream. If you guys didn't know, the Hero Celebration, at least in the JP version, is actually for the Heroes anniversaries. Last year was the 13th anniversary. Year before was the 12th, etc., etc. You guys get the point, where they pushed this collaboration because it's the Heroes anniversary, which is why we weren't even sure if Heroes would get a celebration this year. And the reason why we haven't even seen the reveal for the characters is because of the fact that there's no Heroes live stream, because there's no Heroes anniversary, because Heroes was canceled, right? Heroes is not happening anymore. We are with Dragon Ball Divers now, and again, we could take a look here in the global version to show you guys, which I'm sure most of you guys have been playing the global version, but of course the global version never specified that this was the actual anniversary for Dragon Ball Heroes. I think if we go back, where is this? This is November, so it should be the page before. No, it isn't. No, actually, I went too far back. Actually, wait, give me a second. Yeah, see. This is just the Super Dragon Ball Heroes crossover summon. I think this is what it's gonna end up being compared to like the 13th anniversary, right? They just won't have the logo there anymore, which is a good thing that we know we're still getting your Dragon Ball Heroes. But that is why we haven't seen any announcement for Dragon Ball Heroes characters, is because there's no live stream, so they don't see a point in revealing the characters a month early. I'm expecting Heroes is probably going to drop 21st, 22nd, 20th in this time frame in November. So we'll see the units like by the 18th, 19th or so, right? So basically in about 3 weeks is when we should really start expecting to see the actual Dragon Ball Heroes characters tweeted and everything in relation to that. Besides that, though, I guess we could talk about, what exactly could we see from Heroes this year. In terms of new characters, I'm not even completely sure. I mean, we could see maybe Super Saiyan 2 Rose Goku Black could be an interesting one. I think Dark King Fu could be an interesting pick. Blue Evolution Gogeta is something a lot of people are talking about. I think we could also see the Universal Tree Spirit Bomb Goku. If you guys haven't seen Heroes, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, except for Blue Evolution Gogeta. I think is a pretty widespread thing, regardless of Heroes or not. But the Universe Tree Goku is essentially there's the Universe Tree, right? And it's kind of like just like, I guess, the energy of the universe and stuff like that, right? Essentially, Goku absorbs the energy from that tree, and then to make a spirit bomb, but then he actually just absorbs it in Super Saiyan Blue, and he gets a new form. And then Dark King Fu is just, I guess, Dark King Fu. I don't know. It's like Fu is a child, but he has the Universe Tree power, I think, or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. Maybe we could see even Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, just they just throw him in there, right? We don't know for sure. Usually the Heroes banners are based around more or less the arcs of Heroes, right? So last year we had Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Vegito with characters in relation to him, except for Rose. Obviously he was just kind of thrown in there. who knows, right? The year before we had Hearts and a lot of the characters like around with the Hearts arc in Dragon Ball Heroes, stuff like that, right? But beyond that, I think the one thing we could say for sure we know is going to be happening is the Extreme Z Awakenings for the 2021 characters. Now, last year, we had the Extreme Z Awakenings for the 2020 characters, which is Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, Super Saiyan 4 Broly, Darkness Towa, Black Mask King, etc., etc. All those characters ended up getting their EZA. So this year we should see the EZAs for these Zero's characters. And I think that's going to be mainly what we're discussing. And there's a lot of characters. I don't think Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta here, this guy is going to get an EZA, or this Trunks. I guess they could give them EZAs. For all purposes, I guess we'll talk about all of them. Why not, right? There's not really going to be a reason not to talk about every single one of these characters right here. Meki Kabura will bring them up. And then again, we'll bring up these guys at the end here. And then also Poutine. We'll move Poutine up here. Let's move Meki Kabura up here as well. And again, yeah, we're just going to talk about every single one of these characters and what I think they could do with their EZA, just because that'd be really fun. And maybe in a month or so, we'll come back again and talk about it a little more. But for Trunks here, the thing about this guy is that he's obviously tied to the Heroes team. And that's something I always really disliked, that he was tied to the Heroes team. Because once the Heroes team aged out, like I thought it would, because obviously, I mean, 2021 to 2022 was a little different because it was the 7th anniversary, and let's just say the rest of the game became obsolete as well. It wasn't just Heroes, but him being tied to the Heroes team really hurt him, because look at how many teams this guy's on, man. He's on like 20 teams, and he's tied to one team. They have to like add like time travelers or realm of gods to this. They had to make him use one other teams. Do I think they will? To be honest, probably not. I hope that's going to be the case of that. But he does have some pretty good multiplicative stats right here. I think once he gets this full passive up, and then he gets the 100%, like for his time, God Trunks like on the Heroes team was really good. Now, what could they change for him? I mean, like at this point, his passive is just so bare bones. He has like no defensive tech. He has nothing special besides the Rainbow Orb changing, which I do like. The Rainbow Orb changing always going to be useful. Again, if it's like Rainbow Orb changing when a Dragon Ball Heroes or another category team would be ideal. Just to allow him to be used in other situations. I mean, honestly, this guy, what could they give him? Because like he obviously is a character that wants super attack first, so I'm not sure if he'll be the designated slot 1 character. Worst case scenario, seeing him as like, as long as there are like characters on the team that could sit in slot 1, I wouldn't mind this guy being like a supporting character with Rainbow Orb changing, floating around. You have 2 of them on the team. Like if they give him like multi-turn support somehow, that'd be cool as well. And maybe giving him some additional so he can get more defense, make this like greatly raise attacking defense. Maybe he Rainbow Orb changes and gets a guaranteed additional super with the full Heroes rotation, or this could even be just with one Heroes ally on their turn. That could be good as well, right? You know, so it's not like fully mega restricted, even though he does ideally want to be in the full Heroes team. What else could they give God Trunks, man? I don't know. Like, what? Like, is there something like these like Super Saiyan God characters really have in common? Not really. They could also maybe make him a stacker, like physical God Goku would be cool. I'll definitely take that, right? But besides that, I mean, it's not really too easy to see what they might end up doing with this Trunks, because he's not like, he doesn't have like a specific basis to design off of. He was pretty much just like a somewhat of a damage dealer on the team, I guess you could say, with the Rainbow Orb changing, which is why I'm saying, like, you know, they can really go either way if they wanted to with this God Trunks. So I'm excited for him. I think he was one of the, actually, he ended up being one of the more fun hero units, I think, just in general. God Trunks is also just a pretty cool look. At least that God Trunks, right, with the long hair. The short hair God Trunks looks a little silly. Next we have Meki Kabura, which actually was pretty good. This guy was actually genuinely crazy. I think firstly they had to give him defense on super. Greatly raised, no, in fact, massively raised attacking defense. Go for it. Give him 100% attacking defense with the turn. I think that'd be just fine, right? He does also have just supreme damage, right? So it wouldn't be crazy in terms of damage. It would help that out a little, I guess. he's a debuffer. You know, I don't think debuffing is anything too crazy. Maybe they can give him some kind of stun. You know, actually, God Trunks. Thinking about it, like, it's weird that I'm going back to him real quick, but him being a Rainbow Orb Changer, and if they do give him additionals, he could be really good for that Bulma fight. I actually do like that idea. And if you hear a dog barking, my dog's barking. I can't. Sometimes they just like barking, man. I'm sorry about that, but that could be really cool. Like if he has the seal. I don't know. Could Bulma be sealed? Let me double check that. Oh yeah, I'm confirming Bulma can be sealed here. So I mean, God Trunks with the Rainbow Orb Changing, give him additionals. That seal could be really good. For Mickey Kabura, he does want certain orbs. He does recover HP with that. So like this could be interesting, kind of like a Broly Trio kind of thing. I mean, what if they gave him guaranteed dodge like Broly Trio? What if they just do that? I really doubt that they're gonna do that. Maybe he gets something extra with Rainbow Key Spheres as well. It helps him really much with the God Trunks. He doesn't share a lot of links with God Trunks though, but you know, him being Terrifying Conquerors actually is really good. I mean, what could they do for this guy besides what he already has? I mean, I'm thinking like damage reduction could be cool. Obviously, if he has that massive raise attack and defense, that's gonna help his stats out quite a bit. I mean, this guy as a nuker character. I mean, they could also realistically make him some sort of Rainbow Orb Changer, or maybe even an AGL Keysphere Changer, because obviously he does get these buffs, right, with the tech or int or S tier physical, but ideally you get the AGL key sphere. That'll help out, or you need 2 or more, right? So if he's a Rainbow Orb Changer, like, or an AGL key sphere changer, and then God Trunks is a Rainbow Orb Changer, that could help him out with the nuking. I guess that would be one thing that they can think of. Or maybe they just get rid of this completely and just make it so that when he gets 2 or more type key spheres, he gets 80% attack defense. Like they could just make it super simple and then add some other stuff to his passive. That'd be cool too, right? Like if he gets 4 type key spheres, he gets guard. If he gets 6 type key spheres, he gets 50% damage reduction. And it's like, oh, if you're getting all those key spheres with him, then he's kind of going crazy. I think that'd be cool. And then make angel key spheres with like a hero's ally in rotation or on the team. Maybe that could actually end up being like a cool thing. We'll see. But this guy's obviously going to be a slot 2 damage dealing character. Now Pan. Pan is a support character. Get every multi-turn support. Raise attacking defense for 1 turn. High chance of stun could be good for Wilma. But then like all allies attacking defense 30% for 2 turns on her super attack effect. Do it. Just do it. And then she has the 40% support. I assume that'll go up to at least 50% is what I'm thinking. High chance of dodge. That has to be bare minimum a great chance to dodge. Yeah, you know, great chance to dodge. And then another 5% or 10%. I don't think they're going to go 10%. Like imagine her with 90% dodge on heroes. Would that be impossible? There's been characters who are getting 90% chance to dodge recently on certain setups, like, or certain situations. Would it, like, if it's just on the heroes team, would her having 90% dodge be broken? Honestly, no, not really. I would say no. So, I mean, if they do that, I think that'd be really good. And then she's like your de facto slot 1 character. I think it would be broken if she could also somehow survive super attacks. Defense 50% within the same turn with each attack evaded. Like this is multiplicative, but I don't think this is going to be anything crazy. Maybe like the only thing could be like if she guards before, like if she guards until she receives an attack, like so she could survive 1 hit. But with 90% dodge on the heroes team, she probably wouldn't even need that. Actually, I would be fine with that. Yeah, just a multi-turn support with 90% dodge. Sure, just give it to her. Why not, dude? Come on. It's not even that big of a deal. Right? I don't think it would be that big of a deal. Vegeta Xeno and then Goku Xeno. I mean, these guys are going to be very similar. They're both stackers. Now, the interesting thing about them is that they're not actually tied to the heroes team, which is why they ended up being good for a long time. In terms of their category teams, Vegeta's family actually does have a leader with the transforming tech Vegeta. This Goku, though, Goku's family's not really had a leader since, I mean, I say not really, but he hasn't had a leader since Tech Bardock. But like Goku family is like super powerful. We have the Super Saiyan 2, or Super Saiyan Gohan, Beast Gohan, UI Goku, I mean, Tech UI Goku, SDR Future Gohan is actually still pretty good right now. There is Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku, though he wouldn't really be usable outside of, I guess, the Majin Buu Saga team, which this guy wouldn't really fit on. Because is he on, like, I don't even think he's on Super Saiyan 3 Goku's leader skill, right? Majin Buu Saga Otherworld Words, because he's not an X related battle, so no. But either way, I mean, if we get a new Goku family leader, this guy could be good. Just give him guard, I guess, and an additional chance. And like as a floater character on a team, they could be fine, increase their stats. They have to get attack and defense on super as well. But again, these guys are very basic for what they could do. Maybe if there's a full Vegeta family, or if there's a Vegeta family category ally on the rotation, guaranteed additional super, and same for Goku. 3 key 50% support to those categories. I mean, I think Vegeta will be in a much better spot because the Vegeta family team would need more help, and there's an actual leader for this team, right? And like obviously transforming Vegeta is still good. Him getting 50% support could be nice. Blue Evolution Vegeta is really good. But to be fair, I guess after that, like the team kind of falls off. Like who would be the next best character of this team? Would it be this in Trunks? I mean, this Trunks is probably better than Super Vegeta, right? Super Vegeta, dog. He's so bad. Okay. But I think these two could be interesting. As you can tell, I'm kind of speeding up a little because I don't want to take like 6 years, like a billion years on this, right? Not really big deal. So these two go... Oh, no, not these two. Where is this guy? These two go hand in hand with each other because they kind of were designed to work with each other almost. But the only issue is that they can't slot one. It's interesting because they can't slot one. So like, what if they get dodge? Like 70% dodge with the 4 heroes, like 10% chance dodge per Dragon Ball Heroes category ally in the team. That wouldn't be that biggest deal. Other than one of them gets to slot one early on. I mean, they both are stackers. This Gotenks right here is probably better than the Gohanks simply because he's AGL and he could debuff. The ceiling is nice though. I mean, the Dragon Ball Heroes team could like genuinely mess up Bulma. I think the Goku and Frieza fight will be very hard for them just because I think a lot of this team may end up relying on dodge, and like especially with someone like Pan, who's going to be really important for the team. Pan in that 17 Frieza phase is not gonna be looking too hot there. I mean, honestly, like this is fine though. They don't necessarily need each other anymore. I think it was mostly pre-awakening. They kind of wanted to be around with each other. Now it's not that important. So who knows? I mean, we'll see. Maybe damage reduction could work as well. Like it just need defensive tech, really. I think for a lot of these characters, like they're 2021 characters, they need defense tech. This guy has no defense tech. Like this should be chance crit plus damage reduction, and then that's fine, right? Yeah, because he is a 30% defense stacker, right? Yeah, he is actually a 30% defense stacker because he doesn't stack attack with it. It's just 30% defense right there. If he stacked attack and defense, then that would actually go down to 20%. And wait, what if they change that? If they make it stack attack and defense and it's not greatly, this goes down to 20%. We'll see what happens. That's not impossible. Oh, Pertino already got an awakening. Okay, sorry. For these three, I mean, this guy does have his damage reduction, high chance of guarding all attacks. Like, what if this is just like, because HP 60% or less, high chance to guard, otherwise it's a medium chance. I mean, just let him guard, man. Who cares? Just let him guard, bro. Like, guard as the first attacker in the turn as well. Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, it's not that big of a deal if this guy guards. He's not even going to be anything crazy, potentially. And then, you know, actually, he could be crazy if this also gets damage reduction added to it. Did I talk about this guy? I mean, he's more of a damaged character, but he wants to receive attacks, which is really dumb. Because this guy, again, this guy's like a damaged character, but he wants to receive attacks. I don't know about that. This should be with each attack done, personally, but they're not going to change that probably. So, what if he's like Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku, where he has damage reduction early on, like high damage reduction, that lowers down eventually. And then over time, this guy once he gets his build up, ends up being a slot 1 character and they kind of flip the roles. I think that could be really cool. And then this Trunks, he's a crossover character. He's a support for crossover. Ooh, okay. This is 50% for 3 turns, huh? Yeah, because he has the old super attack effect where it was like 50% attack for 3 turns. Okay. I mean, make this 6 turns, give him additionals, give him guard. Like, or yeah, I think guard would be fine too. Guard or damage reduction wouldn't really matter. I feel like for like a EZA banner unit, guard would probably be better because I assume their stats won't probably get high enough for damage reduction to matter as much as I think that guard would potentially, but who knows? I mean, ideally at this point there's units with guard and damage reduction just coming out everywhere. It's either you have guard and damage reduction or dodge. So that's that. But I don't know. That is Heroes. I think I just talking about it, just like, you know, giving my thoughts of what these EZAs could be. Very fun. I think this team, you know, again, the Heroes team ends up actually being really good every year. It's just that the Heroes team ends up also aging pretty quickly, about like 2 months later when the anniversary comes out. So it's your guys' choice to summon. This is going to be new to Global, because the thing with Global is that the anniversary power creep never really came until like April, like at least with Golden Week. Or at worst case scenario, it's like all the way in like July when the anniversary starts. But this time, you guys are gonna experience that the Heroes is out, and then 2 months later they're bad. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we get Heroes news. I mean, it could be sooner than I expect in November, but gotta wait and see. Catch you guys next time though. Peace out.